Hi, welcome to No Construction. Uh, I was the only one up there giving citizen comments, so after I was done, I left. As I've said before, it's not like Commissioner's Court is caring what any citizen says. Uh, so, those who haven't been watching know the drill. No one's been watching. Uh, I do my spiel, I then comment on it, sometimes comment in it. But alright, the fire truck wreck down 620. I've received information the helicopter couldn't get in because people had their drones in the way. I think it should be 100% okay for police to be trained to shoot those down long as it's impeding rescues and obstructing justice. There's other ways than shooting, but that, time constraint and all that good stuff. I would think, so even if you, uh, what's it called, buckshot, little bearings, a whole bunch of them in the shotgun bullet shell deal. It's fired and they spread out. I think those coming down could still hurt people. I think what could be used is less than lethal rounds. Uh, right, and I imagine even instead of doing lead, uh, pellets, bearings, whatever, I think a good hard plastic should do the job. And then when the plastic comes down, even biodegradable plastic, let's do that. I know there's some good ones there. Uh, when they come down, they're going to tap the car, they're going to tap someone, because no way well, I don't know how high they would go. You know, they, the little plastic pellets coming down wouldn't hurt someone. I mean, it may startle them, but again, it's knowing uh, what's in your lane of fire, I guess. So it would be shoot where people aren't. I know it's up in the air, but still in a direction where no one is. I think that would be the thing to do. There's also electronic where you can jam the signal and either you gain control of the drone or that sucker drops out the sky. Uh, because I think it'll be too much resources and too much effort to trace the signal to where it's coming from. And even if you can find out precisely where the signal's coming from, it's going to be really hard to prove who is flying it. Because, if someone's in their house, you're not able to see in there. But you knock that sucker out of the sky, they'll come with most likely footage saying, oh, Officer so and so shot down my drone. And then they could be arrested because they're impeding justice or uh, get in the way of someone being rescued. I mean, I don't care if they spent thousands of dollars on their drone. You know, I think I mentioned it in my last one, where California they couldn't take care of the fires because people were flying their drones uh, in the way. Now I don't know if it was the concern was dropping the water, the stuff to take out the fire. I know there's a whole bunch of chemicals and mixtures. Uh, the drones were in the way of that, or would clog the plane. Shoot the suckers down. Uh, because when they come complain about, it, they're basically admitting to the crime, so that could be used as a confession. It won't. I imagine you only have to shoot a few of them down, and the rest will leave. Won't take too many arrests to stop this problem altogether. I don't care. Yeah, all right. Yeah. And then I went on to my normally planned. All right. Going dark. Uh, Wilco is 1,118 square miles of land. Population 545,412 as of 2016. 1 acre feeds a person. That's base. There are several sites that said that. Sometimes it takes more, sometimes it takes less. I mean, diets vary so much. But I think the consensus is 1 acre per person. To feed everyone, we need over 545,000 acres of farm. There's 640 acres in a square mile, making Wilco 715,520 acres, leaving just over 170,000 acres or 265 square miles not needed to feed Wilco's population as of 2016. I believe we're in the 580,000 range, or dollar, 580,000 population range. To those thinking there are farms elsewhere besides Wilco and Texas, I know. Except Wilco and Texas aren't the only ones paving land like it's about to go out of style, and everyone else is saying the same thing. Thinking, and the whole thing is okay. The further the food has to travel, the higher the price is. They're thinking the next guy will take care of it. We are the next guy, and maybe the last. One person moves into housing on an acre that once provided food for them. The habit of paving land and farms increases demand and diminishes supply, eventually reaching zero. That will get that far. Personally, I think it'll only be a couple of years before we reach the point of no return. Before we hit the point of no return, there's an obvious fact no one seems to be talking about. That is, most of Wilco population is in their later years of life. Today they might be able to afford the increased taxes. They may not be able to tomorrow. This will lead to mass amounts of elderly who are homeless. Maintaining health is hard enough, let alone on the streets. Due to this lovely addiction to construction, younger people are moving in. Put those two together, and you have those that put up with wrongdoings going away, and those who won't put up with it moving in. I was corrected on what is elderly, and well, your taxes stop when you're 65. Uh, no, not exactly. Your property tax, all right, that's not school, that's not county, that's not city taxes. It is property tax, and it's called homestead. It is not automatic. You have to file for that, all right? And that really doesn't kick into your 66 or old, because it takes an entire tax cycle to, I guess, make it all official. Now, I think they do that just to get one more year out of you at those tax prices, but it doesn't kick in until the next year. All right, we have Texas Housing Foundation. All right, they're not paying taxes, but they're raising our taxes. Uh, so in that year, I mean, in a year, it was 40% increase. All right, and people are having a hard time paying it. So it could easily be a total in 2 years, a 60, 70, 80% increase, if not a whole lot more. So, that doesn't work for people who are 50, it doesn't work for people who are 60 to 65. Yeah, that doesn't kick in until your 65th year. And again, that's only if you apply for it. So really, that's not an answer to the problem. It's just they don't like what I'm saying, so they're trying to get in the way of it. If not, they don't know what they're saying. They think they got a handle on it, and they don't. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't stop the other taxes coming in. It's only for property. you know, uh, lost my place. Alright. It's taking only a couple years before we get to the point of no return. Population, home, oh, sorry, can't see my faces. So yeah, the people that are willing to put up with wrongdoings are going away, and those not willing to put up with it are moving in. A few factors I didn't take into consideration: pavement no one lives on, like parking lots or roads, lost crops and water. Uh, so yeah, I mean they need roads for those housings. They need parking lots for all the new buildings. So no one even lives on that land. That's not even considering when a kid is born onto that 1 acre, that the house that's there now, let alone if it's two, three kids over time, so it's taking more than an acre. And people typically have 1.5 acre, 2 acres. It's a whole bunch of stuff. There's already parts in of the county right here in Georgetown having to ration water. We're a sinking ship. I'm hard pressed to find sense in taking on more passengers when we're sinking ourselves. This is about where I got cut off due to time. Might arrive at a point where currency doesn't buy food, but food is a currency. I doubt a mechanic, lawyer, or someone in the medical field will work for just 1 day's worth of food. Take a guess what that means for those wanting their services. So that means, uh, all right, so 1 day's worth of food for the mechanic, doctor, what have you. Okay, so a person can go a day without food. But what if they charge 2, 3 days worth of food? You know, and that's what I mentioned. If you have a family to take care of, or they have a family to take care of, you know, 2, 3 days worth of food for them is, it's one thing. 2, 3 days worth of food for their family that could easily be 4 or 5. That's 10 days worth of food. You're on death's door at that point. You know, you you'll be dead pretty much before anything is done. Hey, I mean, there's going to be a bunch of hungry people. So, I mean, that's what it means for those wanting their services. You're going to be hungry. You want their service or do you want food? There's no both in that situation. Uh, so, yeah, I guess I'll repeat this, pick up there. I don't know about next week. Uh, so, yeah, thanks for watching.